This last year worked 100% out of my business, and I was averaging about like 10 to 15 thousand a month. And that was just like really hard during like the slow months, because I feel like when they were slow. I know last January was kind of slow too, so it's just been like crazy that like my the High Stokes was able to make my January like my most profitable month so far as a business. I've made a little bit over 30,000 already this month alone. Yeah. So that's like mind blowing, because the first week I started with them, I think I made like 18,000 my bulk in that first week, and that was just like crazy to me because like I said, I was averaging 10 to 15,000 in a month, and I surpassed that in a week. So it's definitely been like very humbling, a very humbling experience, that the average a working American makes about 50 to 60,000 in a year, and I made half of that in a month, and I'm very grateful for that, and for this opportunity to be here, because I do remember Highstoke had reached out to me last, I think, like May, about starting, and I was very hesitant. I was very, very hesitant because it just sounded like too good to be true. Like I remember looking at the reviews, and there was not a single bad one, and I was just like, I don't know, like I don't know if this is like like real. Like, it sounds like amazing, and I think I wish I would have started it sooner, is what I'm trying to say. So I was averaging about 2 people per class per month, and I was just really wanting to expand on that. And I think my first month of getting more than 2 people was in December. I was able to get 4 people, and that's just kind of something that I've been working towards, is expanding my classes, and then also just bringing in new clientele, because I feel like I'd have like waves of like a few new clients, and then touch-ups, and then new clients, but it wasn't like consistently new client, new client, new client. And I feel like with Highstokes, I've just had like a lot of more new clients coming in and booking. It was kind of just like I would put out my ads, but then I would also just kind of wait for people to come to me, and at least I feel like with these ads that Highstokes puts out, it's a lot easier to start the conversation and get the conversation of like the whole process. Just because the ads I was putting out, like they were helping, but it was mainly like expanding like my following more. It felt like it was just kind of stagnant after a while. So I have really been using those templates, the message templates, and kind of making them my own. Also, like I have like a little note sheet in my phone that has specific templates also. And I'll get the inquiries, and like Luna will answer at first, but if they're like responding really quickly, I'll jump in and answer. That way I'm able to get the consultation done really quickly, and offer what's best. But I really do feel like just answering those messages as soon as possible, while it's fresh on their mind, so it doesn't give them time to think about it and talk themselves out of it. That way, and I feel like also I've had these clients come in already. I've seen several of them, and one of the first things they've said is that the communication, the customer service on the on the messages was like phenomenal compared to other places that are just trying to push their number and trying to get you to book. Versus like with me, like they'll have the consultation, I'll send them pictures of the brows I offer, let them tell me a little bit about their skin type, what they're wanting out of it, educate them, send them the pre-care, the aftercare, before pushing the numbers and the availability. That way they feel confident going into this, versus I'm just trying to sell. Which I feel like has been a complaint from a lot of people, is they feel like whenever they reached out to people, they're just trying to sell. So before, like I said, I would have a few leads come in here and there, and some people like book randomly. But now with Highstoke, I have consistent leads coming in every day, and now like with my books getting filled a lot quicker, I'm busier than I was before. So I usually like to work 4 days out of the week and take about 2 to 3 clients max per day. And now I've been like 3 clients a day, 3 clients a day, like really consistently. And on my off days, I'm working on, more business stuff. So, a lot more busy than before. And it just helps that Luna's there to, kick off the conversation whenever I may not be able to get to the phone, especially when I'm like, tattooing somebody. I can't, take my gloves off and, and sit there and message them, because then that takes time away from my client that's in front of me. So it definitely does help, start that message. That way it already, starts the conversation, and I'm just able to get to it a little bit later and finish it. So I definitely like Luna a lot. At the end of every day, I make it a point to get on my computer and go to my dashboard and update everything, go through all my, messages, and I'll just like literally copy and paste it and just send it to everyone, and then like I'll be busy on my computer just answering leads, trying to post, because I like to post in the evenings, because I feel like there's more content, circulating around that time. So like that's just my thing, is like no matter how tired I am, I force myself to, and I just keep remembering, it is paying off. Like I see it paying off. Why am I gonna stop, doing what is causing all the success? And I've only had maybe like less than 5 people tell me no out of pocket, just because it's too much money. And even if it's too much money, I offer them my payment plans. Like I have payment plans through Cherry and Affirm, and I have been able to switch people because of those payment plans. Yeah. So like out of all those people, I think really only 3 people so far have told me no and have not answered my, would you be interested in the payment plan, option. And then I do like kind of what, and I think it was one of Danny's videos that he said, like act like if you're the assistant, when you're talking to people. That way you're enforcing the policies and they can be like, what can you break in? I'll have people, I do notice like a difference in like how people talk to me when I'm pretending to be an assistant versus myself, before. Yeah. Like whenever I jump into my conversations that Luna's having, like I won't tell them it's me. Like I'll just continue the conversation as Luna, and yeah, it definitely that's one big thing for new artists, is to set your policies, stay with them, and then act like you have an assistant to, reinforce those, so that people are not giving you that much pushback on them. It looks too good to be true, but you just need to do it. Like they just need to do it. Like I wish I had someone to tell me just to do it that has had this experience, because all I was doing was looking through reviews, looking up to see if there were any Reddit leads that were talking about it, and all I heard was good things. And like I said, it seemed too good to be true, but it is as good as it sounds. But you have to put in the work for it. You can't just be a given. I know like it is like quite an investment, but you have to put in the work from your side, to really see those results. Because if I didn't answer anybody, if I didn't, who knows how many like people would have actually like organically booked, versus me having these conversations and then pushing them to book. I probably wouldn't be making more than I was before. So I really want to expand into a storefront and hire on more employees, especially because last year I switched my business over from an LLC to a S Corp. So I definitely want to, be able to have W-2 employees working under me, be able to build a good team so that I can host, preferably bigger courses too, bigger classes. That way it'd be easier to, take in all those numbers and give everyone one-on-one time. I also I want to start a second location in Florida. My fiance's like family's out there, and we love going during the summer, especially like because the beach is right there. So definitely want to expand into like a second location and just have like a bigger area. Kind of spread the word about the business. That way, once I get my nurse practitioner license, I can open up that secondary business, the med spa, the weight loss clinic, and bring everything in. And kind of just expand, be able to hire nurses also to come inject in my clinic. And I eventually want to take on courses also for like injectables and everything.